Hello, my friend. As promised, here I am on Zoom Tuesday at 3. I would think that the coming Tuesdays I may have to extend my Zoom membership. The free meetings might have come to an end, but not today. But next Tuesday I may be on a paid membership, so I can continue the reading of Eckart's book, The Power of Now. Here it is again. Let's just open it somewhere and read. And then speak a little bit in that regard. I am not preparing anything for these meetings, or I'm not planning on doing anything else but reading the book and maybe dive into some of what has been said here, if that comes. The present moment is sometimes unacceptable, unpleasant, and awful. That is put in the book like a question, and these questions may have been asked to Eckart at one point, and he writes them out here. The answer to that is, it is as it is. Observe how the mind labels it and how the labeling processes. This continuous setting in judgment creates pain and unhappiness. By watching this mechanics of the mind, you step out of its resistance patterns, and you can then allow the present moment to be. This will give you a taste of the state of inner freedom from external conditions, the state of true inner peace. Then see what happens and take action if necessary, if possible. Accept, then act. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. Make it your friend and ally, not your enemy. This will miraculously transform your whole life. That's a paragraph in the book, and then there's this pause sign again. And that's what he said here in this book. Now, what you resist persists, and what you fight grows stronger. Now, he gives you the key to peace, not condoning, but accepting. There's difference. You don't have to condone, but you can accept and go from there. As a matter of fact, if you move from acceptance, then your actions are not contaminated with negativity, but they are just actions, neutral. If you resist, then there is a negativity already implied and your actions are showing that. As you had chosen it, that it shouldn't be and it isn't, or it is and it shouldn't be, that's all not there when you can reach that deep and it is as if you had chosen it. In all this teaching, it's all about stepping out of the incessant stream of thinking. Thinking has its place. It's a valid action that can help and often is necessary on a practical level to make an appointment to read a book even, and so on. But a lot of times it is not necessary because it's just creating up and downs that are, if have you found the off switch to your mind? Is this possible to not think when you don't need or want? You can think good thoughts are better than negative thoughts or bad thoughts, but they're equally false. Life experienced, not thought, points to the similar dimension, and if you can sit quiet, not distracted by something, and you don't have to fill the moment with something. Like in the olden days, maybe even allow yourself to be bored. At least in the olden days, people had that. I just recently heard Eckart say that, and here I like to repeat it because I find it that this has come to every second is filled with something. And when it's not, we feel so even useless or unimportant. And then we open one of the social media sites and look at somebody who is incredible happy over their good food they eat these days, and whatever fancy restaurant was a sugary drink or alcoholic beverage. And besides that picture, if you would know their life, it could be all kinds of things. Challenges, unhappiness, but on the social sides, they're full of lies, how good everybody and how happy everybody is. And if you believe it, then you feel, oh my goodness. And you go and you buy yourself a selfie stick and make the same generic or smiling face and post your good dinner and your good evening and your good day and your good vacation on the social net site, and you don't tell anybody that you're just complaining to the travel agency how horrible everything was. Anyway, everybody seems to be so good, except what happened to you and your reality. Well, I caution you to not believe what you see on most of these social sites from everybody is just a bunch of hui with all these 100 friends. You have never met one of them. And anyway, that is where I went from here, inspired by this short paragraph. But the point is always the mind, and you can observe your mind, and you don't have to believe every thought. You can ask, is this true? This is one of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself, and you can turn things around. Very simple things. For example, the turnaround would work. Anything. I hate this hat. Oh, you can try an alternative thought for it. You can say, well, I love this hat. You can find reasons for these, and you find out very quickly that perhaps neither of these statements is true. The point is to not get sucked in this constant, incessant mind activity that gives you past, future, and you can look forward to things and then question, are you running away or are you going somewhere with that looking forward? A lot of times you might try to escape the present moment and you're not really, you're then in this mindset, and when you finally arrive in your future beauty, then you're back in your mindset and you need something else to look forward to very, very quickly. And because you are constant escaping. The power of now refers to, as the title of the book, utter presence, the race's edge of the now. The being here in the absentee of time. We had a reading group in Sacramento about this, and one day one gentleman from Africa, I mean, he lived in Sacramento too, but he was originally born in Africa, and he came and he had often, that day he said, well, Andreas, how long is the now? I was wondering, is it a minute? Is it half a minute? Is it, and the time goes down to hundredths of a second, a half a second, a thousandth of a second? How long is the now? Until we arrived at the answer the now is the absentee of time. Time is very helpful when it comes to making appointments. For example, I say, okay, I'll be here Tuesday at 3, and so could you if you choose so. And I'll do this again next Tuesday at 3, and that's, but other than that, the now and the experience of the absentee of time that allows the connectedness to the isness. So the power of now is to experience, on an experiential level, know this moment. And invite stillness and peace that way. You can focus on a tree if you want to go, and or on a body of water if you very still, and connect to that stillness. Let it, or a plant, a little potted plant is alive, but it's so still. And you could also, these are helping suggestions that could get you portals open into that stillness. You can focus on your breath. I'm not inventing all this. I mean, the Buddha 2,400 years ago asked, focus on your breath. One conscious breath is a meditation. A meditation is not a doing. A meditation is to come to the now. And that was one conscious breath. It feels so good. You may want to do it again. I am sharing this or participating this way because I've been told very clearly and dearly that the world needs all the help it can get to participants in consciousness and spread it. Eckart by itself, it appears as if he would need no help. The powerhouse he is, and really has a connectedness to the now that seems to be uninterrupted. I can't claim such thing. It wouldn't be good to lie. I fall in and out of consciousness. Today I had a very active mind, but there are thoughts in me still, and they come and go, and they say things, oh, it shouldn't be like this, my life should be better, I shouldn't have this problem, and this and that, and then I do also things like focus on my breath to observe these thoughts that are in me and ask, is this all true? Am I believing? Because I'm just often sit very peacefully in the moment, or even do something, but enjoy what I'm doing. For example, now that speaking to the screen and share what I can share and contribute. One of my great wishes was to be a benign being, and perhaps even one day a blessing to my environment. And that is not necessarily, if I would put it on a job application, getting me anything. But, well, maybe, I don't know. We easily say things and assume, like what I just said. When I ask, is this true? I do not know if it does get me something or not, if I would put this on an application. I haven't. I feel that I dive very deeply into my contributions, thoughts. I want to use the few minutes we have left here to read a little bit more in The Power of Now. I flipped a few pages further and read again a short paragraph. It feels as if a heavy burden has been lifted, a sense of tightness. I feel clear, but my problems are still there, waiting for me, aren't they? They haven't been solved, and I'm not just temporarily evading them. Am I not just temporarily evading them? The question is. Eckart responds, if you found yourself in paradise, it wouldn't be long before the mind would say, yes, but ultimately this is not about solving your problems. It's about realizing that there are no problems, only situations to be dealt with now, or to be left alone and accepted as part of the isness of the present moment until they change or can be dealt with. Problems are mind-made and need time to survive. They cannot survive in the actuality of the now. Focus your attention on the now and tell me what problem you have at this moment. Now there's another pause sign in the book, and maybe time to reflect on this paragraph. And it's a it's borrowed from the Zen, or maybe the Zen coined the phrase. One of their masters used to like these questions, or like the questions, is what problem do you have now? And problems need time and the mind to create them. So when you go to the now, the answer is unavoidably no. You don't have a problem now. Not in the next moment and the next moment, or now. And that is a stepping out of this incessant stream of mind. And that's what Zen is about. Also, it's not the art of interior design. Some people may think it is. Your problems do not exist. Even a lot of the challenges we have don't need any action. If you just let them sit there, 99% of them go away. Even science today knows that 85% is what I read this lately on Google. I ask Google, which I these days, well, my wife started it. Maybe Eckart started it, calling it the Oracle. We're asking the Oracle these days when we ask Google something. Well, it's funny. There is no wisdom, but lots of information. Wisdom grows not in the compilement of info. Wisdom grows at a deeper level when you can hook up to the isness, to the now. Then wisdom has a very miraculous way of coming into your life so silently, so quietly, that it so easy gets overlooked even. Well, we've been reading a little bit and we've been talking a little bit, and I thank you for tuning in to this next Tuesday. Always the next Tuesday at 3, as long as I can afford this. I can be around. I'll be here and on this interactive Zoom that I put a link to in the descriptions of most of these videos. You can go to any of them and click on that Zoom link. There's no cost at the moment. Maybe later, hopefully I could get contributions, but now there's no cost. There's not even asking for your name, anything. Just show up, and if you had any question, you certainly can ask it. Do I have an answer? I don't know. I have no way of knowing that. A teacher of presence. That's what I'm studying with Eckart too. So since 30 years I study with him, maybe even more. But now I am like to share in this way more, because I feel that it is it can only be helpful, even if there are if what I say doesn't talk to you, please try Byron Katie, try Eckart Tolle, the Moji. These are masters beyond my capacities, perhaps. But if what I have to say reaches you, then you're so most welcome to be in this little field that is here and with me. If you want to even call it that. But thank you for participating, and again, namaste, and until next Tuesday, bye-bye.